Hello there everybody and welcome to this another video on working capital numericals. Now dear all, this video, as I said, it is a unique video. And why is it so unique is because I have received this question from one of our viewers who has commented on my previous videos, and this viewer is from Nepal. This person wanted to ask me the solution for this problem. So here I am with the solution of this question. But before going to the solution, it is important to understand what is the question. So let us analyze the question first, understand it, and then go to the solution. So here the question is, the following information is available to us. First is the operating cycle. The raw material is in stock for 1 month, work in process is for 2 months, and finished goods are in stock for 2 months. The credit period allowed to the customers is 3 months, and credit period allowed by suppliers is 2 months. When it comes to the selling price, now if we see, nothing is provided regarding the price except the selling price. The selling price is 20 rupees per unit, and the expected margin on sale, that is the profit margin. The profit margin is given to us as 20% of sales. So 20% of 20 rupees would be the profit, and the cost is not given to us. However, what they have mentioned is the proportion of cost. The proportion of cost is materials to wages to overheads is 2:1:1. That means out of the total cost, 2 parts is material, 1 part is wages, and an equal part is overheads. What is required from us is calculate the net working capital for 30,000 units of output and sales. What does this mean is that the volume produced every year is 30,000 units, and whatever is produced, everything is sold, and that is why they have said it as output and sales both. So if we look at this question, what is important is primarily before going to the working capital statement, we will have to calculate the individual costs first. Cost per unit, the total cost per unit, materials cost per unit, wages per unit, and overheads per unit. Once we get this information, only then we can frame the working capital required statement. So let's move to the solution. So like I said, the first part of a solution would be calculation of costs. What is available with us is selling price per unit, that is 20 rupees per unit, which is given in the question itself. Now the second thing is available is that margin on sales, that is 20% of sales. Margin is the profit margin. So if we could deduct the profit from the selling price, we can get the total cost. And that is why first we need to calculate the margin in rupees. So 20% of sales, that is 20% of selling price. So we have done 20 upon 100 into 20 rupees, that is the selling price. We get 4 rupees per unit as the profit margin. So for each unit, the profit margin is 4 rupees. Therefore, the total cost per unit is 20 rupees, that is the selling price, minus 4 rupees, that is the profit margin. We get 16 rupees per unit as the total cost per unit. So 16 rupees per unit is the total cost per unit. Now this is the total cost. We need to calculate the per unit cost for materials, wages, and overheads. And how do we do that? We have this proportion, materials to wages to overheads is 2:1:1. We have that ratio. Now to convert that ratio into actual figures, let us take a common multiple called as x. Okay, this is similar to the simultaneous equations we all have done in our schools. Okay, so it is similar to that. What we will do is just multiply 2:1:1 each number, each ratio by x. So what we get is 2x plus 1x plus 1x is equal to 16, because here, as we know, x is the common multiple. So we can multiply x and add them all and get the value of 16. So 2x plus 1x gives us 16. So 2 plus 1 is 4x is equal to 16. Your 4 goes the other side, you get x is equal to 16 upon 4, that is 4. So if the value of x is 4 and your materials is 2x. So value of materials comes in is 2 into 4, that is 8 rupees per unit. Wages comes up to 1x, that is 1 into 4, 4 rupees per unit. And similarly, overheads also come up to 4 rupees per unit. Now, once we have calculated, or once we have the material, wages and overhead per unit costs available with us, now it becomes very simple for us to calculate the working capital requirement from the working capital statement. So let's frame the working capital statement for this now. Here is your statement showing working capital requirements. We have two columns, particulars and amount. As usual, we start with A, current assets. In current assets, what do we have? The first thing is the stock of raw materials. Now, since we have calculated the cost of materials per unit, that is 8 rupees, we will multiply this 8 rupees by 30,000. What is this 30,000? It is the volume for the whole year. 30,000 units are produced and sold, so the volume is 30,000. And very important is that the materials are held in stock. The raw material is held in stock for 1 month. That is why we have to multiply this 8 into 30,000 into 1 upon 12. Why 1 upon 12? Because 1 month out of the total 12 months in the year. That is why we are multiplying it by 1 upon 12. The total value we get is 20,000. This was about your raw material, which is a part of your current assets. Then we go to the work in progress. For work in progress, we need materials, wages and overheads. As just before this, we have calculated the costs per unit of material as 8 rupees, wages as 4 rupees and overheads as 4 rupees again. And we know that the material, wages and overheads, the overall work in process is for 2 months, okay, which is given in the question. So we multiply 8 into 30,000 into 2 upon 12, or here 4 into 30,000 into 2 upon 12 for wages and overheads respectively. We get the values as 40,000, 20,000 and 20,000. So the total work in progress comes to 80,000 rupees. Similarly, we know that the finished goods are held in stock for 2 months. Now the value of finished goods is considered as 16. Why 16 and why not 20? 16 is the cost that you are incurring, and we are calculating the cost that you would need and the preparation of the current assets that you should have, and that is why we are considering only the cost and not the selling price. So the fixed cost, the finished goods value is 16 rupees multiplied by 30,000 units multiplied by 2 months out of 12 months, which is the holding period of finished goods, which is given in the question itself. When we multiply this, we again get 80,000 rupees. The total of raw materials, work in progress and finished goods come to 1,80,000 rupees. In this again we need to add the debtors, who are debtors to whom you have already sold the material and the money is yet to be received, and the credit allowed to your customers, that is the debtors, is 3 months. So we multiply 16 rupees, that is the cost of goods that you have sold to the customers, multiplied by 30,000 units, because that's your total sales given in the question, multiplied by 3 upon 12, because the credit period allowed to customers is 3 months. You get 1,20,000. So the total value of current assets comes to 3 lakh rupees. So the total current assets for this company is 3 lakh rupees. Now we'll have to calculate the current liabilities. In this case, only one element is given in the current liabilities, and that is your raw materials. The credit allowed to your suppliers is 2 months. So you'll multiply the value of materials, that is 8 rupees multiplied by 30,000 units multiplied by 2 months, that is 2 upon 12. You get that as 40,000 rupees. So the total of current liabilities is only 40,000 rupees. So when it comes to calculation of net working capital, the formula is simple: A minus B, total current assets minus total current liabilities. 3 lakhs minus 40,000 comes to 2,60,000 rupees. So the net working capital for the provided question, which was asked in the question, is 2,60,000 rupees. That's the total value of net working capital required or expected in the question. I hope you all have understood this question and I've solved the query of the viewer who has asked this. If you all have understood this, I would request everybody to please like this video, share it with as many people as you can, and if you all have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe it soon. Thank you everybody and keep learning.